Do you remember your first playthrough of Skyrim? Who was it you escaped with, Hadvar or Ralof? I remember mine. I escaped with Ralof. Back then, I didn't even know there was an option to choose Hadvar. But if I started the game now, would I make the same choice? Let's talk about that. In this video, you will find out which one of them is more trustworthy and who is the better companion for the dragonborn during the escape from Helgen. You will also see which choice is more profitable in terms of loot. Together, we will learn why, unlike your character, Lokir the horse thief from Rorikstead deserved execution even though he was not a Stormcloak. We will also look at the idea that maybe the dragonborn is a messenger of the gods and not guilty even for crossing the border. In this video, I will not talk about which side is better to join in the civil war. Instead, I will focus on a smaller but important detail. With whom should you escape from Helgen, Ralof or Hadvar? I decided to put an end to this debate and give one clear answer. No matter which side, Stormcloaks or the Empire, seems more noble, this first choice in the game should not depend on politics. Think about it. At the start, your character crosses the border illegally and enters Skyrim from Cyrodiil without knowing anything about the political situation in the province. And if we consider the very first time you play, when neither your character by law nor you as a player know anything about the Stormcloaks or the conflict, then you can really identify with your character. But let's skip this for now and check the material reasons first. Which choice gives you better loot? Let's start with Ralof. If you choose him, you will have to fight an Imperial captain, and you can take her armor. That's a pretty good set of gear for the start of the game, the full Imperial armor set. And remember this woman, because we will return to her later. Now about Hadvar. If you choose him, you will not meet any Imperial soldier in that armor, and you will not find an equal replacement either. To be fair, escaping with Hadvar does have one plus. You can take a two-handed sword from one of the Stormcloaks. But this is not such a big deal, because two-handed swords are easy to find later, while Imperial officer armor is rare. Next, let's look at the supplies you get from their relatives when you reach Riverwood. Here is what Ralof's sister gives you, and now compare it with what you get from Hadvar's aunt. As you can see, you actually get a bit more supplies from the family of the Imperial soldier. I am not sure if these items are always the same, or if they change randomly, but even if they don't change, can they compare with a full set of Imperial armor? I think not. So, from a material point of view, escaping with Ralof is better. Now, let's talk about their personal qualities and who is a better companion for the dragonborn. To answer this, we need to remember why the main hero was in the cart with the prisoners in the first place. There is a common explanation, and also my theory that the dragonborn was not guilty at all. Let's start with the common explanation. Ralof himself tells us why you were in the cart.
Hey, you're finally awake. You were trying to cross the border, right? Walked right into that Imperial ambush.
You crossed the border illegally. Hadvar, when you choose certain races, also tells you that you entered Skyrim from Cyrodiil, not the other way around.
Who are you? Not many wood elves would choose to come alone to Skyrim.
And since Helgen is located only near the Cyrodiil border, we can say for sure that you crossed from Cyrodiil into Skyrim. At first, this sounds logical, but there is a problem. Skyrim and Cyrodiil are not different countries. They are both parts of the Empire. It is like moving from California to Nevada and being arrested for it. Okay, maybe provinces in Elder Scrolls have more autonomy, maybe you must use special checkpoints, but you went through the mountains. And most likely, you entered the territory near Helgen, which was under Imperial control, not even Stormcloak lands. In any case, this is not a reason for execution, and maybe the Dragonborn is not guilty at all. Did you notice how strange the first contacts with authority look in both Oblivion and Skyrim?
What's this prisoner doing here? This cell is supposed to be off limits.
Who are you? Captain, what should we do? He's not on the list.
Forget the list. He goes to the block.
In Oblivion, the main hero should not even be in his prison cell. That cell was supposed to stay empty. And in Skyrim, they don't even know who you are. Your name is not on the list. Maybe the main characters in the Elder Scrolls games are actually messengers of the gods, sent to prevent disasters. At the start, they usually know almost nothing about the world, just like you as the player. So maybe they always appear at the exact right moment to save the world and they are not criminals at all. But even if the Dragonborn did cross the border, it was only between two provinces of one country. That is no reason for a death sentence. Enemies of the Empire are one thing, and even Lokir the horse thief from Rorikstead was there for a reason.
If they hadn't been looking for you, could have stolen that horse and been halfway to Hammerfell. You there, you and me, we shouldn't be here. It's these Stormcloaks the Empire wants.
At first, stealing a horse may not sound like a serious crime, but the world of the Elder Scrolls is inspired by real medieval times, and back then, horse thieves were often punished by death. While many crimes were punished through ritualized shaming or banishment, horse theft often brought severe punishment, including branding, torture, exile, and even death. In the Dragonborn's case, however, it was nothing more than crossing from one province of the Empire into another. By the way, if the world of the Elder Scrolls can be compared to the Middle Ages, with knights and castles, then the structure of the Empire is clearly inspired by the Roman Empire. In Skyrim, even the armor of Imperial soldiers looks almost the same as the armor of Roman legionaries, and the different parts of the Empire are called provinces, just like in the time of the Roman Empire. Here is what I found in a book about travel inside the Roman Empire. It remains remarkable that, on the one hand, people could travel freely from one end of the empire to the other. Imperial systems have always promoted mobility and migration in various ways. The Roman Empire was no exception to this rule. There were no restrictions at all. And what do you think might happen to a slave in the Roman Empire if he escaped into another province? He might be beaten or sent to the quarries for the rest of his life, but he would not be killed. And the dragonborn was probably not a slave, but for simply crossing the internal border between two provinces of the same state, he was almost executed. Now let's remember what Hadvar says when it is your turn for execution.
You picked a bad time to come home to Skyrim, kinsman. Captain, what should we do? He's not on the list.
Forget the list. He goes to the block.
By your orders, Captain. I'm sorry. At least you'll die here, in your homeland. Follow the captain, prisoner.
Thank you, Mr. Hadvar. It is such a relief to die in my homeland. Yes, he at least asked the captain what to do with you, but he could have said something like, "But this is not right. He is not a rebel. Maybe we should deal with him later." The captain would just shout at him and still order execution, but at least he would try. Instead, Hadvar simply agreed to send an innocent man to his death. Later, he even made a joke about the situation.
Still alive, prisoner? Keep close to me if you want to stay that way.
Very funny, Mr. Hadvar. Great joke. The dragonborn was saved only because a dragon came at the exact right second.
It's in the clouds!
If it came a bit later, the head would already be gone, and he still made a joke about it. If Ralof made that joke, it would be fine because he was a prisoner like you. But from Hadvar, it feels different. To be fair, Hadvar is not a bad man. During the dragon attack, he helps the people of Helgen.
Get off! Hammond, you need to get over here! Now! That boy, you're doing great. Torolf, God! Everyone get back! Gunnar, take care of the boy. I have to find General Tullius and join the defense.
And when you meet Stormcloaks inside the fort, he says this.
Just give me a minute. I'm out of breath.
Hear that? Stormcloaks. Maybe we can reason with them.
He tries to talk to them, not just kill them. Ralof, on the other hand, attacks the Imperials without hesitation.
It's the Imperials! Take cover!
Get this gate open.
Freedom or Sovngarde!
But we can understand him. They almost killed him. Another good thing about Hadvar is that he really lets the Dragonborn go later.
Listen, as far as I'm concerned, you've already earned your pardon. But until we get that confirmed by General Tullius, just stay clear of other Imperial soldiers and avoid any complications, all right?
He doesn't try to put you back in chains. So overall, he is not a bad man, but he doesn't like to think too much for himself.
Warrior, good. I knew you shouldn't have been on that cot the minute I laid eyes on you.
He is just a soldier who always follows orders because that is what he was taught. Most likely he joined the Legion for this reason. Since childhood, he lived in Skyrim, which was part of the Empire. And without really thinking, he became a soldier because that was always the way. He grew up in the Empire, and since it was his homeland, he decided to fight for it, instead of trying to understand for himself who really represents the interests of Skyrim, the Stormcloaks or the Empire. Now let's talk about Ralof. It is harder to judge his character, because from the start you are on the same side, and he is friendly to you. But I think he is also a good man. We can draw some conclusions about him from what he says in the cart.
Let's go. Shouldn't keep the gods waiting for us.
No, wait! We're not rebels!
Face your death with some courage, thief.
Ulfric Stormcloak.
It has been an honor, Jarl Ulfric.
As you can see, he is not afraid of death, and is ready to die for his beliefs. It's clear he is completely loyal to Ulfric, even in the face of death.
I don't know where we're going, but Sovngarde awaits. Hey, what village are you from, horse thief?
Why do you care?
A Nord's last thoughts should be of home.
He also knows the traditions of the Nords, which also gives us a positive impression of him. And remember, when you escape with him, you meet that Imperial captain whose armor you take. She is the same woman who sent you to death without even trying to understand your situation.
Captain, what should we do? He's not on the list.
Forget the list. He goes to the block.
She has the same face and scars, so it is clearly her. Even if we ignore the simple wish for revenge, the world would be better without such an incompetent officer who kills innocent people, so that is another reason to go with Ralof. And in general, simple human logic tells you to escape with him. Just imagine, who would you run with in real life? With the man who was about to die with you? Or with the soldier who wanted to kill you for nothing? And how can you be sure that after you escape the burning city, Hadvar will not arrest you again and give you back to the Legion. Almost no one would choose to trust such a person. And there is also one last reason to go with Ralof. His tower is simply closer to you when you make the choice. When a dragon is flying above you and throwing fireballs, your survival instinct tells you to run to the nearest safe place, not to a tower 30 meters farther away. So, no matter who you support later in the Civil War, or which side you feel closer to, at the start your character knows nothing about politics, and the chaos around you gives no time to think about it. In the end, all the facts, Ralof's behavior, the chance for revenge, and the rare armor you can get, all show that you should escape with him. Of course, the choice is yours, but in my first playthrough, I escaped with Ralof, and I would do it again.